What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Kickback Conversations. I'm your boy, Brandon Scott. I am honored to have a great guest with me today. We have Robin. Robin is one of my favorite stylists. She is the founder of clutchinstincts.com. So she has a lot of information to give us today. And I invited her on the show because I needed some help. I just, I don't understand this one topic, and I want her to give her insight. But before we get into that, Robin, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Brandon. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to join you today.
Yes, we are so happy to have you here on Kickback Conversations. So let's just jump right on in. Like
Let's
this
do it.
this
Let's do
pod
it.
is literally about like how do you tell somebody that you're not crazy about their style, right? And we know that this is something big in dating. People always say, you know, attraction is one thing and personality and all of that. But one of the things that people typically, when they first meet somebody, a lot of times, and not every time, but a lot of times, is they notice their style, right? You hear people been married for years, man. When I saw her walk up and she had that red dress on, right? Like those type of things like resonate. Or, you know, it might be a lady saying, when he had that suit on, I'm a sucker for a man in a nice suit or whatever that may be. So I think these and I've been hearing a lot from clients, friends, and so forth that this is an issue that some people are going out on dates. They're trying to get to know somebody in a more profound and beautiful way, but it's just not working out for them. And they feel like their friend needs an upgrade, a 2.0, 3.0 upgrade in their style. So here's what I feel, Robin. I want to see how you feel about this. I think there are a couple different reasons why people don't like someone's style, right? I don't think there's one thing. So let's start with the first one. I feel like some people's style is just dated. It's dated, right? I know you're a big fan of Married at First Sight. I'm a big fan of Married at First Sight. We've seen on the show this season that Jacob and Haley's relationship, Jacob is stuck in the 80s.
He's stuck.
He's stuck. Anything 80s, Jacob has it. It's in his closet.
Down to the neon lights in his basement.
Oh yeah, the neon lights. He was proud of those neon lights. He was like, look, right? And she's not really feeling his style, right? She feels that it's one thing to have a fascination with a time period of music, for example. Like many of us love 90s R&B, and that's totally fine. You can connect with somebody because you both have a passion for 90s R&B. But when 90s R&B, if I'm showing up every day looking like I'm in Jodeci, right? It might be a little bit like, what's up, Brandon, right? So what do you feel about people as far as just dated style? How do we address those people and so forth?
It's a time and a place for everything. You don't want to live like you are in a costume party or at a costume party every day. And essentially that is the takeaway for me in particular when it comes to Jacob, but anybody who is stuck in a particular era, whether it's how we dressed in college or dressed in high school or 80s or 90s, no one wants to live their life where every day they're thinking, what is he going to put on next? What is she going to put on next? And so they got to come into this century, come into this era. And even if you do it from time to time, that's okay. But it doesn't need to be a daily thing.
Yeah. You know, I feel like sometimes people are just kind of just stuck there. And maybe that was a decade that they were very popular. It was like a lot of great memories or what have you. But I feel like everybody needs an upgrade, update, and all those kind of things. Like, I mean, think about it from a technology standpoint, right? If somebody you're dating and still rocking the flip phone, or they got the real big phone, the car phone that we used to see in the rap videos, right? You would think that's a little weird, right? Because now, I mean, smartphones have taken over, right? So I think some people are purists, but it's like, hey, looking at what's going on now, how much different or better your life can be with just an upgraded style that's more up to date. What about
it can be a turn off even from a mental standpoint, because when you think about it, if you're stuck in the past, it gives the perception that you haven't grown, you haven't matured. And so if you as a woman or man, you're interested in someone, especially if you are over the age of 25, you're looking to potentially build a future with that person. So growth and maturity speaks volumes in a relationship. And if that
Yeah.
person is still living their childhood life, you're probably getting all kinds of red flags like, uh-oh, should I proceed? Caution,
Right.
stop.
Look, not a yellow flag, a red flag. So I
Red
mean, you
flag.
definitely have to stop. No, I agree with you on that. So secondly, I thought about this too flashy, right? We see people, and it's so funny, like living in the the DC area. Like I remember when I used to live in Atlanta for a little bit, like some of the styles down there, I'm like, whoa, like very flashy. And some
Love
of
and
the
hip
things that
hop.
loving hip hop, right? You're like, whoa, like what is this guy wearing? Like, so it's just like those kind of things. And I feel like sometimes people's style is so flashy that it's like overwhelming, you know what I mean, to some people. So what do you think about like the too flashy dresser,
That one is tough because normally when I see someone who dresses very flashy, it goes with their personality.
Okay.
They tend to have a big personality, bigger than life. They love to be the life of the party, or the other thing is maybe they're trying to live like the celebrities, live a life that they may or may not have. And so that's more of a personality thing sometimes I find. But I do think that once again, got to tone it down. If I am looking for a man that I can take to work functions,
Right.
I can't roll up in at my job with the gold chain. Mm-mm,
Right.
that's not going to work. You want a lady that you can take to the work function. She cannot
Yeah.
go there with the leopard skin mini skirt.
Right.
That's not going to work.
With the see-through and all this other stuff. Like,
The,
yeah,
the mesh,
yeah.
neon jewelry. No.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think too flashy can definitely, to your point, not translate into your world, right? And I think most people, when you're dating somebody, you want to date somebody who can translate into different aspects of your life, of not currently where you currently just are, but like also where you're going. Because most
Mhm.
people who are dating with the intention, you're dating somebody because with the hope of maybe marriage and kids and career, all of those things are kind of something that you're thinking about. And
Someone that you can take home to mom and dad.
right,
And how is
exactly.
mom going to perceive a woman dressed a certain way? Or how is dad going to perceive a guy who shows up
Yeah,
and he's looking like he just popped out of a music video?
exactly. Well said. So the third one I thought was just like clothes that don't fit right. And I think this is much more common than not. And in my life and working with like stylists that I've had on my team who like work with my clients, like that's one of the things I hear back the most. They say, this person, they have like good pieces in their closet, but they just don't fit right, right? So when clothes don't fit right, your look is totally different. It doesn't really give you the look that you're going for a lot of times. And I think, and I'm giving a waiver here, Robin, because I know people lose weight, they gain weight. So sometimes as a man, I know women. I've met many of y'all who say many of you guys have closets that have different sizes based upon that, right? So I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about people who just buy things because they feel like that's comfortable for them, but it doesn't really fit them in the right way. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. So sometimes it does speak to what you what you said though. And hey, I used to be this size, but I'm not anymore. So that
Right,
could be part of it. But the other part of it is just people not necessarily knowing how to dress for their body.
right.
They see a piece, it's pretty, they like the color, they like the style, and they just pick it up and go with it because they like it. But everything is not made for everybody, literally.
Yes,
And so you have to get to know your body. I know exactly what style of dresses look good on me.
right,
I know what type of pants. I'm 5'2". I know that every type of pant does not work for me.
right.
So those are all things that you have to get to know about you as an individual, as your individual body.
That's a great point. That's a great point. I think a lot of people do not know their body like type or shape or, and what clothing might, accentuate or just rock with you the best way. So that's why they need to consult you. So we'll get to
That's right.
So the fourth thing I came up with is just like too conservative, right? And I've seen this happen a lot, especially people who have a faith background of any kind, have been taught a lot of times, modesty in dress and that kind of thing like that. And sometimes I think what I always say is we get modesty sometimes confused with not being stylish. And those two things don't mix. If you look at the show, Olivia Pope on Scandal, right? She was fly. Like a lot of her clothing was very fly, how she, dressed and so forth. But she was never really like immodest. Like most of her clothes, everything wasn't hanging out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like that's the challenge with the conservative dresser. And I've heard that from a lot of guys, like, man, she's so conservative, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'd be like, come on, girl, like, that kind of thing. So what do you say speaking to that?
Accessories, especially for a girl, that can help tremendously.
Okay.
A conservative dresser, if they're not interested in different types of styles and cuts, the jewelry or the shoes can help to jazz up a very simple dress, a very plain pantsuit or skirt suit. And they have to be open to color, because oftentimes color will add a little bit of pop that you wouldn't even imagine. It's the exact same dress, exact same suit, but they've just changed the color. And the same for men. They can't do as much with accessories, obviously, belt, shoe, a watch, but color, pop of color helps for men as well. Just to give that little spunk that you need to take you out of church girl mode every day, all day.
Yep. I love that. Little pop of color, right? And the beautiful part about it, like, I mean, that's what's like, I think a lot of people who love dressing, they look at it as a blank canvas. There's so many different things you can do, especially all of us have different skin tones and complexions. Like, you can play with that when things are really just go really well with your skin tone and complexion. And sometimes, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I hear that. Like I used to wear this royal blue sweater, and I would go everywhere I would go. People were like, "Oh man, you look really good in that royal blue." I was like, "I guess royal blue is my color." You know what I mean? But sometimes you hear the feedback from people, and they kind of let you know, like, what what looks good on you, even if you don't really, to me it was another sweater, but that really popped for those people. So
you brought out your eyes.
You brought out my eyes. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Queen. Thank you. So and lastly, like, doesn't accentuate their shape, right? So I see this, and I'm talking mainly to my ladies, because I feel like there are a lot of women who have really nice bodies and nice shapes, but their dress does not accentuate that, right? And I get it, I understand it. Sometimes that is built in, like, that natural conservative values. But what do you speak to, like, how do you speak to that client who is not dressing to accentuate their shape?
So that can be a sensitive subject, because women, we have over time been objectified so often by our bodies. So you might come across a woman who does not want to show a little extra for a reason, whatever that is. And so that's a sensitive one. But if she is open to a little more, then maybe just start with one or the other.
Okay.
Show the booty or show the boobs. Don't show both, just, and I think it's important.
So pat out, not pat out, right?
Pat out. Yeah, just one pat out.
We're not ready for two.
We're not ready for two. But it's sensitive. So it's something that she has to be comfortable and open with.
Okay.
But I do find that as women, when we showing a little extra, we feel a little more confident, and it does increase the interest from the other party, from the male party. And so some people feel like, why should I dress this way to get male attention? And I get that too. But men do want to see what they're working with, and you might not like it, but that is the reality of life. Men like women with the shape. And so, and specifically for your business.
Yes.
There are women who are trying to move into the next chapter of their life, meaning marriage or dating, whatever it is, and they're struggling with that. You might want to show a little extra, show a little more. No, don't be sleazy with it. There's
Right.
a way, going back to Olivia Pope, she's a great example.
Mm-hmm.
She looked good. She showed her body, but it wasn't in a sleazy way. She did it in a
Right.
conservative and a professional way.
Yes. And to that point, I feel like, those who don't accentuate the shape in the other way is the people who had the butter rolls out, right? When they wearing that mid-year top, and girl, that top wasn't built for you. You know what I mean? So that doesn't, like, there are other clothing that could accentuate your shape in a different way, and or that guy wearing those skinny jeans, and
Mhm.
bro, like, I know as a black man, a lot of black men, we don't shop at H&M for the pants section, right? That's not our section, right? It's okay. We have other
Just
stores.
like black women, black men tend to have a little thickness,
A little more thick there,
little thick thighs.
Right. So I think accentuating your shape, it goes in both
Mhm.
ways. That's just understanding your body type, and again, I always tell people, like, love you. Like, this is who God made you to be. Love who you are. Like, because a lot of our shapes are from our family, our ancestors, like all of those different things. So we're all built differently, but there's a uniqueness about us, and that we can all love and
And
embrace in our style.
And if it's a thicker woman, she might be uncomfortable as well, because
Right.
maybe maybe her stomach is a little thicker, or maybe her butt is a little thicker, and she
Okay.
not comfortable showing that. And so, in that regard, there are ways, there are different certain styles that help to accentuate the waist a little more
Yeah.
inward, so that you are not just in your having thoughts that your stomach is more
Right.
protrude than it should be.
And we don't
Um,
be worrying about that. A lot of brothers ain't worried about y'all stomach like y'all think. You know what I mean? I see it all the time. I'm like,
but
oh,
we
my stomach.
care. But
I
we
know. We ain't
care.
worried about that.
It's not just about what y'all like. We want
Right.
we want the sucked in stomach,
Yes. Yes.
So maybe a shaper as well. That helps.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I do feel like this too. I feel like this as a guy, and I've heard women say this too. Like, sometimes also wearing certain things, it does make you feel a little different. Like, I know there's like two suits I wear where you can't tell me nothing. Like, that day, like, people be like, man, are you running for president or something? Like, I'm like, I might, like, and I feel like that's a good thing, because it makes you feel good. Whatever that piece of style, whether that be a scarf or a handkerchief or a dress, whatever that might be for you, I feel like just telling everybody, like, just dress like something that makes you feel good. But I, so the question I have for you now that we kind of understand, like, some of the things that people feel when it comes to, like, why their style may be the way it is, like,
Mhm.
my question is, like, why don't we like it? Like, is it maybe because we're accustomed to something different? And I feel like happens in dating on other things, right? So, for example, that person who doesn't cook is more pronounced now because every other girl I've dated, she cooks, right? Or that brother who doesn't open the car door, right? It's more pronounced because every other guy you dated has opened your car door, right? So a lot of times I think we get into a pattern of what we're accustomed to. And I think it can go both ways, where it be somebody you're dated and they're very conservative in their style, and then you get with somebody who may be more trendy, right? And that's like, oh wow, okay, or vice versa. Like, so what do you think about that?
I think it's natural. Attraction
Mm-hmm.
is attraction. And most of it is something that really happened long before we started dating. We
Mm-hmm.
probably were attracted to a certain type of thing or a certain style of dress even before, um, probably even as early as middle school or
Mm-hmm.
in elementary school. When you started picking out the type of clothes that you wanted to wear.
Right.
Um, so I get that. But if you like someone's personality,
Mm-hmm.
you might have to take a step back and move beyond that, because
Yes.
you're not dating someone for how they dress.
Yes. And I said this in an earlier pod. Like, if you look at Will and Jada, perfect example. If you go back and look at Will with his first wife, his style was whack. Like, in DC, we would call him a bammer, right? Like, I mean, Will just did not have that style that people would look at was like, okay. right? It was more like, did you just wake up like that, bro? Like, did you like, you know what I mean? It was so like, did you intend to leave the house today, Will? But he got with Jada. Jada loved him for his personality and all kind of different stuff like that. We're not going into their relationship and all that because we know some entanglements happen. But one thing that we saw in their relationship was that over time, his style got better. And I believe he credits Jada for that, right? She helped him turn into a guy who couldn't dress, or his style was not really cohesive, if you will, to GQ Man of the Year. Like that's a humongous jump. You know, and I mean, so I think to your point, like there are certain things that people can work on within the relationship. They can get better at. Nobody is like perfect at everything. But more value-based things, I think, are things that you wanted to say, you know, we don't have the same value, so I don't know if we can proceed. But style, I think, is something that you can work on. And I've seen that happen with a lot of people. Just, hey, you know, try this. I think you look cute in this or whatever. Like, and I think it can translate over time into a better place.
I totally agree. Because think about it. If you're dating someone who looks exactly the way you want them to look,
yes,
dress and style wise, actual physical features are on point in your mind.
Yeah.
But you don't mesh with them, you don't vibe with them.
Yeah.
Y'all aren't on the same page, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Or you don't have peace. I tell the brothers, look, one thing you cannot pay for is peace.
And happiness.
And happiness. If you don't have no peace and happiness in your life, woo, I don't care.
It don't matter how much of a baddie she is.
Oh, forget about it. So, all right. So my last question, and then I want to get some tips from you. Like, how do we communicate that? How do we communicate to the person, like, hey, I don't care for your style, or I don't care for that? Like going back to like Married at First Sight, the Jacob Haley talk, right? Mm-hmm. So how do you feel like you would communicate that?
You gotta tread that lightly. It's one of those things where it's almost like telling someone that they have, you know, bad breath, or you got a booger in your nose. Right. It comes easier when you know the person, when you're comfortable with that person. Right. So take time to get to know them and let them take time to get to know you as well. If this is a new early thing, you might want to take a step back and also just think about whether you actually want to be with that person, even if they never change their style of dress.
Yeah.
Because if the answer is no, then you might be wasting your time overall. And then get to know them and find out if they even want to change, because that's part of it too. If they don't want that, then they're always going to resent you for it. Even if they do change for you, they might resent you for it in the long run. So then you got a whole nother issue on your hands. But tread lightly and take time, like I said, to get to know that person.
I love that. So I love, especially what you said about taking a step back, right? Because I feel like sometimes when we get to know somebody, many times people throw so much at that person, and you're trying to fit that person into 3.0 of your relationship. And you're only at 1.0 right now, right? So you're not at 3.0. You're not even at 2.0, right? You're at 1.0. So understand, like, these things will happen and things. And I think to understand, like, where that comes from. To your point, like, a lot of people's style may come from, I've never thought of it like that. Because I've learned in life, sometimes people prioritize different things, right? So there might be people who are so, like, into their work career, or maybe because of their work career, they're always dressed up or conservative dresses, and that's translated into their other parts of their life or whatever. Like, so there's a lot of like nuance with it that I feel like we don't understand all the time, and we don't talk about all the time. But when we take a step back from it and just like really get to know them, I think a lot of times what I've seen in relationships is people actually want you to be happy, right? So one of the best ways to do it for me is like, if somebody's wearing something that you do like, right? We talk about what you don't like, what you do like say like, man, you look really good in that dress, right? That woman now knows like, whoa, okay. So he likes dresses that fit this way or this cut or this color, whatever it may be, right? Or, you know, or a guy like, you know, oh, wow, you look really handsome in that. Like, I love that way that fits you or whatever. So I think I would err more side on the positives of what you like and then let people take kind of hints from that. Because a lot of times that dress, for example, brother, she might wear that for your birthday. You know what I mean? You know, or something similar to that, right? So I think that's another positive way that we can kind of hit it, because we don't want people to get to a point where they start feeling down on themselves or insecure or like, or just feel beat up. That's not the purpose of a relationship. Relationship is to build you up and to be a partner that is invested in wanting you to be great in everything that you do and everything that you put your mind to. So I love that.
Piggyback off of that, thinking about them and what they want and what they like, ask them.
Right.
What do you like about your style? The more that you get to know them, you'll know. But having those type of conversations, what's your favorite piece of clothing? And that'll tell you a little bit more about them and their style.
Yes.
The age-old question, what's your favorite color?
Yes. And I'll say this too, like, sometimes when people meet somebody for the first time, they'll say, oh, I ain't talked to them because they had this on or whatever. But I always say, like, you don't know the moment you meet somebody what's going on, right? They could have been wearing on the way to an ugly sweater Christmas party, right? They could have been wearing something that was kind of like inside joke amongst friends hanging out, like this sweatshirt I wear, you know, like it's so many nuanced things that I think we have to just give people more so the benefit of the doubt. But I think the key of what we're both saying too is this: take a step back, give it more time. And things will kind of like start to, you know, you start to kind of learn them and learn their patterns and learn what they like, what they don't like. And they also will trust your opinion more, right? I feel like early on, like you button in, you know what I mean? But like later on, if I really care about you or if I love you, like I want to see, babe, you like this, how this fits? Okay. What kind of things you like? Okay, you know, okay, girl, I'm gonna wear that for my baby. You know, like it kind of becomes a thing where you want to see that person smile. So
exactly. Love up on them.
Yes.
Get to know them, because the more comfortable they are, the more likely they are going to be open to your suggestions.
Absolutely. So with all that being said, Robin, I want you to give us some tips that that we can benefit from. All the singles, all those who are dating. I know you guys are watching. Like, these are some tips that can help you through so some of the different styles and things, questions that we've addressed today.
Okay. So some of them we've already touched on. So these are the S's. We're gonna call them the S's. So
okay, I like the S's. Brandon
like
Scott, come on.
The S's are for style, not Scott. But so first S, stop, which we already talked about. Stop, take a step back and ask yourself those tough questions. Do some soul searching about really if you would like this person, even if they do not change their style. So that's the first one. Second S, slow down. Slow down. This is going to be a long process. It takes time to really build a rapport with someone.
Yes.
So the more time, the more likely they will be open to your suggestions and your feedback regarding their style.
Yes.
That third one, smile, piggybacks off of the second one of slow down. Smile, love up on them, get to know them, let them get to know you. The more comfortable you all are with each other, the more likely they will be open to receiving that type of information. Simply ask them about their style. What do they like? What do they not like about their style? If they say, oh, I like everything about my style, I don't want to change a thing, then that's another tough question you have to ask yourself.
I'm good. I don't even know why I called you. I'm good.
Right? Do you make a U-turn, or do you continue to proceed and try anyway? Number 5, share in the process. No one wants to think that they're the problem always and it'll put them on the defense. So instead of saying, hey, we need to go shopping for you,
Right.
say, hey, why don't we go shopping together? We'll both pick out new stuff. I need
Yes.
new shoes. Do you need new shoes? Oh, you need a new suit? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll pick out new shoes for me. Then we'll go on over to the suit section and pick out a new suit for you.
That's right.
So do it together.
Robin. Yes. Listen to Robin.
Number 6, make it a special occasion. Special occasion. That's that S.
Okay.
Plan a date night. Plan a cute dinner or something that gives you an opportunity to get dressed up and gives them an opportunity to get dressed up. And this is the bonus. Throw in something fun and creative with it, like I'll dress you for the date night and you can dress me. And so that gives you an opportunity to see what they like too within their partner, because sometimes we're always throwing the blame.
Right.
They need to do this different. They need to wear this. They need to blah, blah, blah. And you have no idea that they maybe don't like some of the things you wear or something about your style.
Everything you got is not cute either, sis.
Everything you got ain't cute, boo.
Yes.
Number 7, shop.
Yeah.
Shop. Give them gifts. Some people say everything in life that comes easy ain't worth having. So you got to take some time and maybe do some shopping and gifting for them. And 8, if all else fails, call in the superpowers. You got to call people who are experts in this department, because it is not an easy job or one-man job.
Yes. And I agree with that, because I feel like not only people who don't know, but there's people who just don't have time, right? If you don't have time, I think someone like Robin is great to, kind of give you that, take that off your plate for you, all your styles and everything like that. And one thing we didn't mention, I have to mention this because I've heard this so many times, is a lot of times, brothers, even if you are a church-going guy, get you in one suit, right? Because I'm tired of hearing from women who say that they want to invite you to a wedding. It's about to be wedding season. I know we in a pandemic, but it's gonna be some ones out in on the lawn or whatever, right? Like, get one suit, because these women out here are tired of y'all showing up in some khakis and a sweatshirt or whatever you showing up and embarrassing them, right? Get you at least one suit, right? I would say 2 if you can. A dark color suit, maybe a light color suit. You have one for the spring and summer. You got one for the fall and winter. But like, get you a suit. If you're a grown man,
while you're getting the suit, go and get you a nice shirt.
Yes.
And if the shirt fits right, get it in every color they got.
Right.
It's okay to do that.
Yes.
I know people who are like, oh no, I don't want to have the same shirt.
Yeah.
If it fits right, if it looks good on you, get it in every color.
Robin trying to spend all your money, brother. I'm trying to save you a little bit for the date too. She's talking about getting it in every color. Look, you look.
It's gonna save you time in the long run.
Yes, multiple colors. Shop the sale, right? Shop the sale. Right. You got these brothers in here spending all their money, Robin. No, I get what you're saying though. But I'm saying I'm expressing that because I've heard that numerous amounts of time, and I feel like as an adult, as a grown man, just man to man, I'm telling y'all, like, listen, get you a suit, bro. Get you just a nice suit. It don't have to be the most expensive suit in the world. It's a nice suit. It's that's presentable. It will open up aspects of your life. I even go a little far down too. It's saying like if you're a brother who like is out here and you're somebody who is trying to network and stuff like that, you might need to own a tuxedo. Like for real. Like especially in certain cities, there are galas, there are fundraisers. You can actually come out better sometimes just owning a tuxedo. It's gonna fit you right and everything like that. And it's gonna serve you well.
Works in a certain sector, I totally agree. If she works in a certain sector, she's gonna be going to tons of galas.
Yeah.
Not just weddings, but work events, work functions. And you're gonna have to look the part. And as opposed to scrounging around trying to find it at the last minute, just having a deposit on deck.
Yes.
And the same goes for the ladies. Make sure you got that perfect little black dress. Make sure you have those shoes that go with everything that are comfortable.
Yes. Yes.
Because no one wants to see you hopping around on one foot at the party.
Because y'all got a bad,
trying to find a chair.
A lot of y'all have a bad attitude when y'all feet hurt, right? I've seen it, and you like, what's wrong with you? Nothing. While you're hopping around.
And don't mix that with frilly food at these events.
Right.
Hungry and our feet hurt.
You hungry, your feet hurt, now you tired. Like I talked to you an hour ago, you was fine, bubbly, laughing, nice. Now you turned to a whole new person. You know what I mean? Like
you fed her a cucumber sandwich.
Right.
One of the birds.
She was like, I'm tired of this little tray. Look, tapas. Like, top me off with some steak, bro. But yeah. But Robin, thank you so much. I feel like we are now so much better informed about style. We are empowered to help not only ourselves, but people that we are dating or soon to date. Please let everybody know how they can find you.
All right. You can find me at clutchinstincts.com. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all at Clutch Instincts. And if you are interested in styling services, when you go to clutchinstincts.com, just head on over to the Clutch Queen styling tab.
Yes, love it. So y'all, please check out Robin at Clutch Instincts. Hit her up. Take that piece off your plate. I know you've been busy and all kind of stuff like that. Some of you guys are about to maybe start returning to work soon or looking for some like summer looks coming up as you travel or do different things, or you have graduations coming up or weddings coming up. So definitely keep her in mind to help you with all of those needs. Thank you, Robin, again for coming on.
For having me.
we so enjoyed you.
Had a good time. Thank you.
Yes. So this has been another episode of Kickback Conversations. We will see y'all next time. Peace.